This story just gets worse and worse and worse. Johnny has gone off on his own. He doesn't even know who he is anymore. I still love the kid, and I'm just fearing that we're watching the unraveling of Johnny Manziel.
If I were the Browns, I would cut him. I'm tired of talking about Johnny Manziel because ultimately it's the same stuff. I hope he gets his life together, but damn that. If it were most other people, we'd be holding them accountable. Why the hell should he get a pass?
Well, I'm sure a lot of people are tired of talking about him. We're going to continue to talk about him. That was Skip and Stephen A. on Johnny Football after another off-field incident involving the Browns QB. In fact, this is the second time Manziel is being investigated for possible domestic violence. In regards to his future in football, the Browns can't make an official decision about him until Monday. So, guys, should Manziel get another chance in the National Football League? Freddie?
Today's Groundhog Day, right?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm
like
Bill
it, right?
Murray and Sonny and Cher singing "I Got You, Babe" and Punxsutawney Phil that had seen in the shadow in that movie. That's what it is with Johnny Manziel. It is Groundhog Day. I don't know about the whole should he get another chance, because there's always going to be somebody out there that's going to believe if we get him here, he's around our guys.
Jerry Jones
is going to be on fire. As a Cowboys fan, don't even say that, because it's probably going to happen, George.
Oh, you know
it's probably coming true. Yeah. Here's the deal. It's not about should Johnny Manziel get another chance. It's if Johnny Manziel wants that chance. Because you can't get your party on or always have trouble around you and think that people are going to forget it. The National Football League was here long before he got here. It's going to be here long after he leaves, of his own choosing. And this is his own choosing right now. So I'm not saying that this was his fault, what happened over the weekend, but I don't think it's a coincidence that every time we turn around, something's being jumped off, and he's always in the middle of it, and it's usually never anything good. You would think that the Cleveland Browns don't want you anymore. Hugh Jackson basically said at the press conference, he hasn't even contacted the guy. I'm sure that head coach Jackson, Johnny Manziel on the line went, yeah, I got it, and he went on to do something else. So it's not so much about Johnny Manziel, should he get another shot. It's if Johnny Manziel wants it, then what are you going to do about it? Because I guarantee you, whether it's the Dallas Cowboys or somebody else, somebody's going to take a chance on this guy, and they're going to rue the day that they decided to do that, thinking you can change this guy. You can't save people that don't want to be saved. And all we've seen from Johnny Manziel in his first 2 years in the NFL is somebody that does not want to save himself from himself to be a better person and a better player in the NFL field.
You know what the Hugh Jackson thing reminds me of? The fact we were just talking about LeBron. It took LeBron, what, 4, 5, 6 weeks to meet with David Blatt? That feels like the same kind of thing that's going on there with Hugh Jackson. And I don't blame him, because you know what? I was a guy who was all in on Johnny. I was like, this guy's going to be fun. He's going to be good for the game. And I felt like, okay, maybe he can mature. We saw, at least early on in the season, his teammates were like, man, his head's in the playbook. He really seems like he's getting it together. But you know what? At the end of the day, he is who he is. And he comes across as a kid who maybe kind of bratty, right? Like, that's kind of the best way to describe him, where he's always gotten his way, and in college he was the big man on campus. That's not the case in the NFL. And let's talk about this. He's just not good enough at the National Football League level. I've sat here and tried to make excuses after excuses after excuses for him, and I'm done. I'm tired of it. He's not good enough on the field to warrant this type of behavior, and certainly these type of chances at this point.
Yeah, I don't think he should get another chance until he has remedied the reason why he ruined his first chance.
Agree.
I am down with anyone getting a second chance if the mistakes that caused the first flop have been remedied. That's where Johnny is right now. He's continuing to make all of the same mistakes, and it's kind of reached a point now where I just have a lot of sympathy and empathy, because there's no way this guy who put all this work into football would just continually make all of these mistakes and be in the middle of everything unless there's like a genuine problem, an underlying problem that he needs to get help for. So until he gets that help, whatever it is, I don't see why he should be back in the league, because all he's had is soft landings to this point in his career and in his life from the outsider's perspective. So until that changes, why would he be forced to change all of those past mistakes and all of that past behavior to actually open the door to a second chance? Because what's the point of getting a second chance if you're going to continue to make all of the mistakes that you've been making before? I mean, you're going to be in the same spot you were in.
I hope there is a problem. Seriously.
I definitely think
I hope that's the case, from whether it's clinical, professional, whatever that is. Because if there isn't a problem,
then he's just a brat.
Then he's just a complete fool.
Yeah.
Seriously, brat, whatever you want to call him. So maybe that's the deal. Maybe there's a problem that he doesn't want to admit to, or somebody knows something about that they don't want to admit to, hoping that he'll figure it out. This is the definition of insanity. Waiting for him to figure this out by himself.
There has to be a problem. It's like 48 hours after the Browns owner props open the door to your future with the Browns, saying the door's not completely shut. The police are around you. I mean, you have to do a lot to get the police to show up.
And also our main indicator during the off season, he went to rehab.
To some form of rehab.
Some form of rehab. We don't know what it is, but obviously he had an issue with that. Whether that was a PR move or whether that was very authentic. But like you said, Freddie, the person has to want the help.
And it could have been both at that point. PR move and he wanted help, but he's just not ready for help yet.
Right,
maybe.
And it can be both. It could be he has a problem, and he's also kind of grown up like a brat. There's nuance to this discussion.
You keep enabling people like this because of their talent or what you think their talent is, you're giving them a false sense of security. Because Johnny Manziel is thinking, well, someone's going to give me a chance because of my ability. He believes that in his mind, whether it's Cleveland or somebody else. If that door shuts on him, then we'll see exactly what he's all about.
Well, he believes that that's going to happen because it's kind of true. Sorry, I hate to tell you. I hate to tell you, Cowboys fan, but I think he might be going to
Somebody needs to throw away Jerry's flip phone because I think he still has a flip phone.
Flip phone?
Yeah. Really? He needs to throw that. Somebody needs to throw that away.
Stephen Jones, give it a flip phone. Save your father.
Yeah, exactly.
You should update that phone. Well, we will see if Johnny Football's career is over. Football season is almost over. Can you believe it? Almost. We're down to the final two, Broncos versus Panthers. Who will be the last one standing? We will make our Super Bowl picks next.
I won't give up, no, I won't give in until I reach the end, and then I'll start again.
First Take is brought to you by Applebee's. Try new grill and bar favorites made a little better for you.
The Vegas Raiders, it's an interesting concept. The NFL sent out a memo to all 32 teams, essentially leaving the door open for a team in Las Vegas. The Raiders' lease with the Oakland Coliseum ends next month. So with that in mind, in an interview with the San Mercury News, Raiders owner Mark Davis says the team will most likely stay in Oakland in 2016. So guys, is it a good idea for a team to move to Vegas? Kate?
Well, let me preface it by saying I don't ever advocate for teams leaving cities because I know how painful that is for the fans in the existing city. So it's not like I think it's an amazing idea because I know there'd be a lot of Oakland fans who would be devastated, and you don't ever want to wish for that. But if we can pull apart that and abstractly look at the idea of having an NFL team in Las Vegas, it'd be pretty fun, right? It would be pretty great. And it feels like in the past, the reason to not do it was this sort of arbitrary reason of gambling, and we don't want the optics of having an actual NFL franchise in this city and coordinated with gambling. But we all know that it's just proliferated to the point now where there's no distinction between the amount of gambling that's going to happen if there's an NFL franchise in the city or if there's not. And it seems like this kind of arbitrary line in the sand that the NFL has drawn that, according to the memo, doesn't actually exist. So it would be a fun concept, but I feel for the Raiders fans.
I agree with Kate. The Raiders need to be in Northern California, but if they were to leave, Vegas would be the place. Because when you think of the Raiders, particularly in their heyday, you think of wild, volatile, and just crazy, insane, right? Debaucherous. That's Vegas. That's the exact same description as Vegas. So I think that makes sense. I agree with Kate in the sense that there's this stigma of Vegas and gambling. Look at people like Adam Silver, okay? He's sitting there. He's telling us we should just legalize gambling in general, okay? And I think I'm with him at this point. We need to just stop babying people. And ultimately, we've had the NHL has had an all-star game there. The NBA has had an all-star game there. The NHL is talking about moving a franchise there. So, you know what? Let's go. Let's just do it. If Oakland can't get it sorted out, Vegas is a good option.
I don't know why we have not had a pro sports franchise in that city. Why is it taking so long to even have more of a discussion and say, okay, maybe we should think long and hard about this. Vegas, not saying, I don't know if we can get into the whole, they deserve a franchise, they deserve an NFL team, NBA team, whatever. But that city thumps 24/7. I'm a native New Yorker. Las Vegas makes New York look like a convent. Thumping 20. Why would you not want to have a pro sports franchise in a city that is never going to sleep in Las Vegas? The action is always going to be there. No matter what you think about gambling, you can be on one side or the other. But you know they're going to attract fans in Las Vegas for a pro sports franchise, whether it's the NFL or whatever. So why has it taken this long for a pro sports franchise to have not been in Las Vegas. I think this should have happened a while ago.
I think a lot of it has to do with the fan base. A lot of people are concerned that it's too transient of a city.
Well, they're moving to Los Angeles. They're moving to Los Angeles.
Miami is transient.
I mean, Los Angeles is the ultimate transient city. Ultimate transient. That's why they moved the team there, because they know so many different fans live there that are going to go watch the LA Rams
and the
play.
people who pass through Vegas are ready to spend money, which should be the key idea for the NFL.
Yeah, you get like a pool party like the Jaguars have. You put that in the Vegas stadium.
Your ideas are already
Those are so expensive.
For sure. Let's just do it. Put them at the
You can remake Ocean's 11 in Las Vegas
Leave
now
it
with
up
the
to the
football
Miami
team.
boy to just start coming up, conjuring ideas.
Bottle
about partying.
service. Okay.
Listen, if I was a rookie in the NFL, I would definitely want to go to Las Vegas. And on that note, we are done. Freddie, George, Kate, I'm Prim, Molly, Skip, and Stephen A. will be live from San Francisco tomorrow morning. They'll be there.